What's up, guys? I'm Pablo.
And I'm Jose, and welcome to the 4th episode of the PG Talk.
Woo-hoo. It's a straight month of doing this.
We had a cool ass sign now.
Yeah, look at that. Our production's going up. I like it.
Props to Gabby. She drew that.
Yeah, you guys remember her from last episode, the real ones. But first thing I want to talk about will probably be like the longest portion of this podcast. But I just have to get it out of my brain because I've been obsessed with the show, Squid Game.
Yeah, we've got to get this out of our system.
Yeah, dude, I made the mistake of starting it because I don't watch a lot of shows, but once I start the show, I have to finish it because if not, I'm just like, it's in my head all day and I have to binge it. So all weekend, I would get up early for work just to watch an episode. I would watch an episode on my breaks and then like a little bit at night, and I just got it. I finished like 4 episodes over the weekend, and yeah, finished the show.
Dang, 4 episodes over the weekend?
Yeah. Because I literally just had to get out of my head. Because like, it got to the point where I couldn't concentrate on homework.
Yeah, that's
I was too busy thinking about freaking
the show.
Yeah.
So, well, spoiler alert, if you guys haven't seen it, I think you'd be better at explaining how the show is. We're going to kind of give a brief explanation of what the show is, and then we're going to go into like the tea.
See if you can scoot up a little bit just to make sure you're in the frame. A little bit more. But yeah, I mean, if you guys haven't seen the show, stick around. We'll explain it better than the actual show can. So that's why we're here. You know what I mean?
That's why you need us.
Yeah, that's exactly why I need the PG talk. But okay, I don't even know how to start. So I guess the show starts. The main character. So it's a Korean show, right? It's all in Korean. If you watched it dubbed, you can go. Not like, I don't know. I think you need to watch the sub to really get the full experience.
Gabby and I watched it dubbed.
Oh, you did?
We did.
Bro, no way. What?
Yeah. We kind of finish explaining it first, and then we'll go into it.
Okay. So yeah, it starts off, it's a Korean show. The main character, he's pretty much a deadbeat dad. He's gambling all his life away. Later in the series, in the show, you find out why he does that. You know why? Like why he is the way he is.
I don't think I picked up on that.
So, you remember? I think it's the second episode where he goes back like out of the games and he's arguing with his ex, trying to get some money, and she's like, "Oh, like you're never this, you're never that," and he's talking about how.
Oh, it was like a certain situation that happened in his life, like somebody died.
At his workplace. And he missed the birth of his daughter because somebody was literally dying, and like he's like, I can't go, like this guy's dying, so
like I have to save him.
Yeah, he was in a tough situation. He's like, do I leave this guy, my coworker, dying, or do I miss the birth of my daughter? And I mean, I feel like the birth of your daughter is important, but then you're like, but this guy's life is on the line. Like,
that's a pretty sticky situation.
Yeah, dude, that's a pretty big dilemma. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So. And obviously, he ended up choosing his coworker. So then, from there, I think it started the whole downhill because he got fired from his job. A bunch of people got fired from his job. They were protesting, and during the protest, like a fire broke out, and that's how his coworker ended up dying. And so he got like laid off and didn't have any more money, and then that happened, and it spiraled, right?
Okay.
And so pretty much he's on the subway back from losing. Basically, he gambled and he won a lot of money, but like literally in like 5 minutes of the show, he loses it all.
It's fucked up because like at the beginning of the show, he lives with his mom, and he's acting like all sad, and then as soon as like his mom leaves to work, like first of all, like this guy like gambles. His mom is working, like she's way older than he is, obviously. And
then later in the show, you find out she has diabetes and she's gonna lose her leg.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure she dies.
She does, because at I think it's like the second to last episode, or if not the last episode. No, I think it's the last one. He comes back to like home, and like his whole place is dark, and he finds his mom on the ground.
Yeah, that I saw that coming. That was really predictable.
Yeah, that part was.
Yeah.
Also, okay, hold on. I have a lot of theories about this show. That some of the stuff that happened, I kind of saw it coming, and then like because I didn't watch it all in one go, and like scrolling through Facebook, everybody was sharing memes. And I'm
Oh,
like,
you
bro,
saw a bunch of spoilers, didn't
I
you?
saw one spoiler that kind of fucked it up, kind of ruined it for me, but then not really because I'm like, well, this person kind of has to die.
Was it what's his name?
No, it was the North Korean girl.
Oh, yeah. Like the
Like
from the
Seo
trio,
Young? I can't remember her name. Something like that.
from the top 3, right? At the end.
Yes, at the top 3. Yeah. I saw she died. And I'm like, you know what? Like, it sucks, but at the same time, like, only one person could win. Like, you know who's gonna win, but at the same time, it's like, what if there's a chance that more than one person wins? You know what I mean?
What I was thinking about is like, did they tell them that only one person was gonna win? Because I know at some point they talk about like, oh, we're gonna win this together.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, the thing is, I'm pretty sure that if there was more than like 2 people at the end, they could have teamed up against the other person or however many was there. They would have teamed up to play the final game.
oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, well,
I thought like one person had to win. I think if that were the situation, they might have like skewed the rules because like there's spectators that watch them and like pay money to watch people kill each other.
yeah.
And like they could be like, oh no, like we want one person to win. They're gonna figure out a way to have one person
Make
win.
it happen. Yeah, it's all right. Now you two face each other.
Yeah.
You know, but
You hit record, right?
yeah,
On the phone, on the video.
I should have.
Okay.
I hope so. Let me
let's
check. I hope I
just in
did.
case. And like, yeah, this whole explanation. Oh yeah, it's recording.
Yeah, it's just like my phone had to fall right for it to make sure.
This whole explanation of the show is going to be all over the place, just because when we get excited, I feel like it's how our minds are. It's like kind of all over the place. But like,
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna scoot up without dropping my phone. Yeah, so we don't have a stand yet because our production value went to this. Is where our budget went.
This is where our month budget went.
Yeah,
we had to pay Gabby.
Yeah, so maybe next month we'll get like a stand for my phone to record.
And then maybe next week our production budget is going to allow us to put stripes on the PG.
Yeah, because our marker ran out of ink, and we'd have enough money in the budget to get some more. So
Yeah, so maybe we get a new marker next week.
yeah, and that'll be like going over our budget. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
but talking back about the show, we're gonna be really sarcastic, as you guys will probably figure out.
Yeah.
But talking back onto the show, basically the main character, like he said, is a deadbeat dad.
Yeah.
He's gonna do everything but be a good father.
But be a good fucking father. Even at the end, where he had the chance to be a good father, this dude said, nah.
Yeah.
He's like, I'd rather just stay here and not go with my family and leave.
Yeah.
Because his family ends up leaving to the United States with his ex and her new husband, so his daughter's stepfather. But yeah, so the way they choose who's going, right? Like all these elites, which they call the VIPs, set up the game, and then they have somebody like recruit them. So they have like this. I guess it's a Korean game, to where you have like a square like.
Two square like papers, like an origami type thing, where
Right,
it's like
yeah.
folded a certain way, and the papers are both the same size, and it's like I think it's like a not cardboard, but like printer paper kind of.
Yeah, it looked pretty sturdy paper.
And they have like recruits that go to places in Korea, or like honestly, I think all around the world, right?
Well, see, in the show, it hinted that the Korean games were the best, so they only get people from Korea for the Korean games. So it made it sound like this happens all around the world.
Oh, I didn't catch. Dang, you really paid attention.
A lot of this stuff I picked up, but then I watched like so many videos, like going into theories.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
But
the recruits, like the game, the first game that they kind of played just to get into it. It's 2 pieces of paper, and then one person smacks. Your goal is to get your paper to hit the other one on the floor and flip it. If
yeah,
you flip it, the recruiter, the way the show did it, if the recruiter hits the other guy's paper and it's flipped, the recruiter can slap the guy.
yeah.
And if the guy gets it, the recruiter gives him like 10,000. What was it? Yeah.
Well, no, it's Korean won is what.
Yeah,
the
10,000
currency
won,
is.
something like that.
Yeah, but it's like over and over that the main character loses, so he's getting smacked around this whole time, and then finally he wins, and he goes to smack him, and then he stops his hand, and he's like, "Here's your money," and just leaves, and he hands him the card, and he calls the number, and he gets like picked up in this game where they have to play games and like kid games. Like the first episode is red light, green light, and when they say like whenever the song plays, you can run. But as soon as it stops, you have to stand still because if not, they'll literally like snipe you, like 360 across the map, like tomahawk. You know what I mean?
It was because I went into watching the show of people at work already telling me what it was kind of about.
Oh, dude, that's the worst because like nobody like you just go around and be like, "Shut up, bro. Let me finish the show first, and then we can talk about it."
The only thing that was really spoiled for me was red light, green light, because because the reason I say that is because if you go into the show not knowing like really anything, it kind of gives you the perspective before going into the games that they're just gonna like, in a way, like just be eliminated. But like if you're eliminated in the game, they kill you. Which that aspect was ruined for me because I already knew people were dying in the show. Yeah. So like I knew I put two and two together. I'm like, oh, they're gonna get eliminated. That means they're gonna kill them.
Yeah. Well, I can imagine seeing it for the first time and being like, oh shit, they're dying.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So the first game was red light, green light, and then after that it was.
I think that was a sugar one. No. Yeah. Right. Because it was red light, green light, and then they did the sugar cutting. Like they had a shape in like a sugar cookie, dude, like legit melted sugar.
It was so messed up because the main character's friend knew the game.
Yeah, dude. Also, low key, I thought that was his brother.
I thought that was his cousin.
Oh, for real? Well, I thought they shared a mom.
I thought like their mom were sisters, so like cousins.
Oh,
that's what I understood.
Okay, I got the whole thing confused.
But apparently they were just really good friends as kids.
Yeah, just childhood friends. Yeah, which turns out that the fucking other guy graduated from SMU Business School. You know, he's a fucking psychopath. Well, I mean, that place makes you into a psycho, but
Loki, he is my favorite character.
You think so?
Yeah.
Dude,
just because like the aspect that he's gonna do whatever it takes to win the game.
Yeah. No, but he bitched out at the end though.
Yeah, he did.
You know
because it was. I mean,
but all that effort, and he would literally say like, "Why are we going through this if we're not gonna win?" Or like, "If we're just gonna give up now," and he even follows his own advice at the end.
Yeah,
you know
he ended up like stabbing himself in the neck.
Yeah,
I just think because if he would have won, I still don't think he had the guts to go back to his mom and like tell her the truth, even though he had all the money.
Yeah,
because like to his mom, he was going out to like business trips. He was this really successful guy.
Well, yeah, according to his mom, all she knew of him was that he was in the U.S.
When in reality, he was probably in the U.S., but no, I think he was getting into debt in Korea.
Yeah, he was because he gambled away his mom's house.
Oh, I remember that.
On trading stocks. That's how it happened for him, because he was gambling with stocks.
Don't gamble with stocks, people.
Yeah, at all.
Or at all.
Yeah. But if you do and you win big, stop right there.
As soon as you win big, just leave.
Yeah. Or else you're gonna get hit up by this dude with 2 papers.
Honestly.
Honestly,
that was pretty fun. Yeah. As long as I don't die.
Yeah, but anyway, so they go through all these like trials and tribulations with games, and like we won't talk about specifics because this literally takes the whole fucking hour.
Yeah, if we talked about the specific, just like you said, it'd take up the whole hour.
Yeah, because you can go on really deep into it, but like at the end, the main character ends up winning. Finds his mom dead. I don't think he ever killed anybody.
Oh snap! He didn't.
No, he never got blood on his hands.
That's true. Because like,
I mean, unless you count tug of war, where they pulled.
I guess because the old guy didn't die. The old guy was behind
the wall. I knew it though.
I didn't.
I knew it.
I guess I didn't know. Gabby did. She knew the detective's brother was that main guy.
Dude, me too.
What?
Me too. I knew it.
Gabby's like, that's his brother. I'm like,
dude. How do you know? Yeah, you know how I knew? Well, I didn't even know like really specific, but really when I figured it out was when was it? It was when they went up to him and it's like, oh, the intruder, right? And you know how like when they found the dead body,
when they found his ID,
his badge. Yeah, then I was like, okay, I'm like, I don't even know how. I just my mind was like, okay, they have to be connected somehow.
I guess because he kind of looks at the badge for like a decent amount of time, so it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, and then it's like he was super like I felt like he didn't just give it up then, you know, like he saw the badge and he saw that and he's like, that's not my brother, you know, he's like that's not how he looks like. So then he just, because like the dead body they found, the face was all torn up, and he knew that wasn't his brother. And then yeah, so then what's it called? And I knew that the old guy was the main one, or had to be involved somehow. You know what I mean?
That's nuts. I had no idea. Like at the end, I was like, it was the old guy all along.
You felt betrayed too.
Yeah, I'm just like, I felt bad the whole time for the old guy.
Yeah,
especially
yeah.
when like he pissed his pants. I'm like, oh
Yeah, but then I was thinking, like, did he dead ass piss his pants though? Like,
yeah, he did. Because like I mean, he had a tumor in his brain, and he played the games because he was dying regularly, regardless.
Yeah, well, and because he was just so rich and he just didn't feel emotions anymore. He wanted to feel something. That's why they started the games.
Because he was so rich and he had so much money that he didn't know what to do with it.
And all him and his like elite buddies of the world just had too much money and everything was boring. Life was boring. So like, what can we do?
Damn.
So
that's that much money.
I mean, that's what Epstein did, but like not really. But with like child endangerment, like pedophilia stuff.
Yeah.
You know, Epstein Island. But yeah, so the show ends with the main character is like got all this money and he goes to a salon, gets his hair dyed red, fucking.
And then I thought it was really cool because he was about to take off he was at an airport about to take off to go see his daughter finally in the U.S. because his daughter had finally moved to the U.S. and he was like all in this suit. Well, to start off, like he had never touched the money that he won just because the way he got it, he was just like he was depressed after he won. And
like he didn't even shave anymore. He had like a beard, like a nasty beard growing.
And then eventually he's like, you know what? I should put this money to good use. So he he got his shit together. He was in the suit on the airport or at the airport waiting to go see his daughter. And then he sees that same recruiter that got him in the beginning trying to get another guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, that.
Yeah, I saw that and I'm like, because I thought the games would have ended when the old man died, but somebody's running it, which makes you think the front man's running it.
Mm-hmm. But like at the same time, the front man was a winner.
Yeah, and then
of a previous.
And then the video that I watched said that what if all the winners somehow get involved in the game?
And I think they do because there's going to be a season 2 of the show.
Has it been confirmed?
I think so.
Because I looked it up and Netflix hasn't confirmed it yet. But bro, they have to.
They have to because
it's literally Netflix's number one show. Oh yes.
They have to be.
Hey, come here. Oh yes. Sorry guys, my dog's being loud. I kind of forgot he was here.
Otis.
Hey. Good boy.
But like they have to continue it because when he was at the airport and he had gotten the card from that one guy, he called the number and they were like, stop trying to resist this. And he's like, get on that plane. So they knew exactly where he was.
Yeah. So they I think they might follow them just in case they ever try to report anything to the cops or anything like that. Then they might just off them.
Yeah, but like,
you know what I mean?
I think, I don't know, what if he becomes like one of the main guys doing the games too?
Well, you know what I saw? You know how like in the beginning when he got recruited like to go to the games, you know how it was a red one and a blue one? And he chose a blue one? That's why he was a player. If he would have chosen the red one, he would have been one of the guards.
Oh, so what if the guards are there like at will too? Yeah,
the guards are in the same situation, but it just literally if you pick red or blue, then you're a player or you're one of the guards.
Dang.
Yeah, but the guards don't die. You're just involved in the games, and I don't know what the perks of being a guard is, but
well, the guards do die if they take their mask off.
And yeah, but I mean, if you just keep that bitch on, then you're all right, you know. But it just thinking about that, I'm like, bro, this dude could have just been one of the guards. But yeah, so he ends up not getting on the plane, and he like runs back, and then the fucking thing ends. The show ends, but it's pretty entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad I finished it because now I have so much more mental clarity. To be honest.
Yeah, because I bet it was bothering you not finishing it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, because there's all I could think about. So.
You just know this Halloween there's gonna be a bunch of kids dressed up as.
Oh yeah, dude, yeah. Look, I want to dress up as a front.
What if we have Gabby dress up as it? We make the candies and we just have her stand here.
Oh yeah, that would be good.
And then we like crack it and mess up. She like smacks us in the head. That'd be pretty funny.
And then we can have Andy and Karen with like the gold masks the VIPs wear, just sitting in the corner somewhere just watching.
That'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, but yeah. So that's all we'll give attention to the Squid Game because we can literally talk about this for the whole hour.
Go watch it. It's a really good show.
Hey, and just like you said, it's the 20-minute mark. So.
Oh shit! Yeah.
So I guess if you made it here, cool. If you're just joining us from the beginning because you skipped the whole Squid Game talk, then welcome. This is the 4th episode of PG Talk. A straight month, production value, we're going up.
We don't blame you for skipping because if you haven't seen the show, I wouldn't want to see spoilers either. Or hear spoilers.
And if you're one of those people that just like, oh, I'm not gonna watch it to not join the bandwagon, then honestly, like screw you. Like it was a good show. But anyways. So one topic that I kind of want to get into that you brought up, and I'll let you explain it, is the one that Gabby's family.
Oh, that's right.
You know, because I feel like that one's pretty big. So this is a huge shift from what we were just talking about.
Yeah, this is like completely like 180.
Yes.
So we were at Gabby's family's this weekend, and her aunt had brought up that we have a podcast, and she said, "Hey, you have a podcast? I have a topic for you to talk about." And if she's watching this right now, we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, because honestly, I think about this a lot. So thank you for the idea because I never thought to put it on the podcast because on my own time, just as I'm working, going on throughout life, I think about this topic a lot. So I feel like I have a decent amount to say about it.
Yeah, so the topic basically is like, so me and Pablo are first generation because our family or our parents came here from a different country. So we're technically first generation, and what she brought up was that here I had it like worded specifically on here.
Okay.
So like second generation, like so our kids, like should we like be enforcing Spanish on them, or like do you think like second generation Spanish or second generation Mexicans are like not Mexican,
like losing a lot of the culture?
Yeah.
You're saying?
Like, do you think like personally, are you gonna imply like our culture into their lives? Are you gonna teach them Spanish? Because most second generations don't know Spanish.
Right. Yeah. So, I've talked about this, and I've talked about this with Karen too. But as far as like learning the language. Like me personally, I'm not that great at the language, if I'm being honest, but that's just because I don't use it a lot. And I kind of have a stuttering problem, specifically in Spanish, because like I said, I don't speak the language that much. Because at home, it's all English. Like here, it's all English. Around everybody else that I know that speaks English, we all just speak English to each other. You know, the only time I really speak Spanish was when I'm back in with mom and dad, and I feel like I'm all right, but I mean, let's be real. I'm not the best at it, but when I do have kids, the plan is for one of us to really only speak English to them, and the other one's going to speak Spanish. Because kids learn languages really quick, like they can pick up on it quicker. So the plan is for one of us to only speak Spanish, and they'll learn Spanish from one parent, and the other parent will be the one they learn English from. Like I'm sure they'll get the words confused here and there, but I mean they'll pick up quick on it, you know.
My thing with that, do you think like at a young age, do you think they're going to be like kind of like overwhelmed with two languages? Because would you think a better idea would be have them learn Spanish first, and then once they go off to school, they start learning like a couple of months before, like a year before they go to school, you start teaching them English?
Well, personally, I think because children can pick up a lot, and yeah, they'll be like confused and overwhelmed a little bit, and they'll probably get some stuff confused. But at one point, they'll square it out, and like they'll go from like talking English to me or whichever language to me, and then like immediately flip to the other person in the other language. You know?
Because in that situation where you said like one parent talks to them in Spanish, one in English.
Yeah.
I mean, the kid's going to be with you at all times. Right. What are you going to do when you're talking to Karen? what language are you going to be speaking to her?
More than likely English, but like just between me and the kid, we'll try to be mainly Spanish.
Because then
You know
the
what I
kid's
mean?
going to be picking up all the English you and Karen are talking about, and
Well,
then it's
right,
going to
yeah.
be like more English than Spanish. Because the way I'm going with this is, the way Gabby and I are thinking of doing it, if we do end up deciding on doing it, is we're gonna have to obviously clear up on our Spanish because ever since we moved out, it's all been English because there's not really anybody we speak Spanish to here besides like you and our friends.
Right.
And so our plan is to clear up on our Spanish and at home talk to each other in Spanish. So we're natural at it, and then like once we have kids, like that's gonna be their first language.
Right.
So like we're gonna get used to talking Spanish to each other. They're gonna see that and they're gonna be like, okay, this is our language. Instead of like, oh, dad's talking to me in Spanish, but he's talking to mom in English. He's like, I can just talk to dad in English. Like, why do I need to speak Spanish?
Right. Yeah, I mean, makes sense, but I think just so they learn both, because I mean, they can learn all of English, Spanish first, which is fine. But I feel like then once they get to school, then it's like you're having to reteach them another language after they already know one.
But
when I feel like they can kind of pick up on both simultaneously.
Yeah.
I don't know. Regardless, the first kid is going to be messed up because it's just a pure experiment, you know.
I feel like that's what it is with everybody. Because you're jacked up.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Because what was I going to go with this? Oh god, I lost my train of thought. I hate it when this happens. That's how we were raised. Our first language is Spanish. We didn't really start learning English until like probably like school, right?
Yeah.
Like our first language.
I don't remember learning English. I just remember knowing English.
Yeah, like into my knowledge, I don't really have an accent when I speak English, and neither do you.
Okay, no, but I've been told I have an accent.
Oh really?
Yes.
I've been told the opposite. Like everywhere I go, like this guy's white.
Bro, I think it's because you also kind of look the part.
I guess
you know what I mean. So it kind of adds to like whatever slight accent you may have. It like goes away with just your appearance. Because me, I don't think I have one. But recently, I've had some people come up to me or just like at work or whatever, and be like, and they'll ask me what I am. I'm Mexican. And they'll be like, oh yeah, like I could tell because of your accent. And then I just look at them, I'm like, what accent are you talking about? Like,
wouldn't you technically be Hispanic or Latino? Because you were born here. Mexican would be born in Mexico.
I mean, but I am Mexican though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess.
Because I'm from Mexican heritage, so that makes I'm Mexican American.
Because like technically we're American because we were born here.
Well, right. Well,
technically, legally you're American.
Yeah, well then, if you want to go into technicalities, Mexicans are Americans too, because they're born in North America. You know what I mean?
That's a whole different topic.
And Brazilians are American too because they're born in South America.
They're South Americans.
Well, I guess just Americans. You know what I mean?
That's a whole different topic.
Yeah. So we get real technical with it. But as far as like the culture goes, I think it just depends on who you're around and like as a person what you like. You know what I mean? Because like personally, like I don't listen to banda like corridos or like I don't go to jaripeos or anything. That's just not how like my parents didn't really show us that. You know, like our parents didn't show us that.
Yeah, I'm over here listening to Olivia Rodrigo on my way to school.
Yeah. Oh, you had me a little bit ago when you were moving, and I was driving your car. I was listening to Justin Bieber.
It's Gabby's CD.
No, bro, that's your CD. Stop lying. And it's the old Justin Bieber too. With like every time
I turn on my car, I'm like, I need to take the CD out. But like I quickly just like change it to Bluetooth, and I've never taken the CD out. It's been in there for like 3 years now.
Sounds like you're trying to hide something, bro.
I'm low key in love with Justin Bieber.
Understandable.
Yeah, but that's our game plan with that. But like the other situation I was kind of like thinking about is like in our situation, our Spanish is kind of worse than what it was when we were living with mom and dad, just because we moved away, and where we moved away is all English compared to people we went to high school with that are still living where we grew up and are still with their parents because their parents only speak Spanish. They're speaking Spanish every day.
Yeah.
I only speak Spanish when either I go to work and I talk to somebody at work that speaks Spanish, or I call mom. So like Spanish isn't a daily for me. There's going to be days where I don't speak Spanish at all. It's all English.
Right.
So like if Gabby and I were wanting our kids to learn Spanish for their first language, we're gonna need to like buy Rosetta Stone or something. not necessarily, but we need to clear up our Spanish.
Well, then in that case, it's like that means when you talk to us, when you have kids, you talk to us in Spanish.
I don't know.
English, because then the same situation where your kid's gonna be like, oh, like dad's talking to his brother in English, like I'm just speaking English.
It just have to be a whole thing. Like if I don't know, the only thing I could think of is like we'd ask you guys to we'd ask you politely to like try and speak Spanish around our kids. If you know Spanish, if you don't know Spanish, you obviously can't speak it.
Right. Well, I feel like naturally I'm just gonna speak Spanish to my kid. You know.
Yeah.
Like,
because like when you speak,
I'm gonna try to at least, and like have them around like mom and dad a lot, or just Spanish speaking people, just so they at least keep the language. You know, like, yeah, because that's one of the more important parts. And because I can't really provide much of the culture aspect.
Or we can just have mom raise them until they're ready to go to school. That way they know Spanish. As soon as they're ready to go to school, they'll be like, all right, I'll teach you English.
Because then mom's gonna raise them with like how she raised us.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
They're gonna be some assholes.
Don't want to do dishes, nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's kind of like my take on the language part. But then going to like them learning the culture, and as far as the first generation Hispanics here in the U.S., whether or not they're losing culture, I really just think it's regional and like case specific, because there's plenty of areas that there's first, third generations that they're still really into the culture, you know, and I mean that's fine, like, but then there's also areas where it's
like second generation completely doesn't speak Spanish.
Yeah, well, not even just like the speaking part, but like the culture,
no
like traditions and like just music they listen to, events they attend, stuff like that.
And like, I mean, at the end of the day, if like first generation like us, like if we didn't necessarily like are into the culture, at the end of the day, it is our culture. But like, this is kind of like
well, because like obviously it's all starts from like the parent, right? Like the parental unit, and dad wasn't into like the hella Mexican stuff, you know, like listening to corridos and like banda and
that's why we grew up listening to Metallica.
Yeah, exactly. You know, when dad was a kid in Mexico, he was listening to Metallica.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we grew up listening to that, and that's just kind of how we were raised. Versus cousins our age or younger are going to jaripeos. They're coming over to the clubs here where we live. They're making the drive down.
And like, that's not really our scene.
No. I mean, I'll go if like I'm invited or like it happens and the group that I'm with is going. But
I think I would only go if Gabby really wanted to go.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think I'd go like if the guys invited me. I would only go.
Also, see, that goes back to the people we hang out with, because they're not into that at all.
Yeah, like our friends, we grew up like playing video games and stuff, and like they're not taking it.
And then we would go out and play soccer, and literally.
Oh, that was the best.
Yeah, I'm the oldest in the group that we all went to high school with, and I was the first one to get the license, like our license, and I was the freaking Uber driver for everybody, because we all lived for the most part pretty close to each other, but then I don't know if I should say his name.
No, don't.
No, I'll call him. I don't know. Freaking Squid.
There you go.
Yeah. So Squid lived like all the way across town, and it would be like a 30-minute drive to go pick him up, and we would go pick him up and go play soccer like on the other side of town, and then we'd stay there for hours and hours, play soccer, and then we would go to Chipotle.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A or Chipotle. Remember, it was like either or.
We'd spend like at least 3 hours at Chick-fil-A. And we were teenagers, and we would spend our whole check like in one day just eating.
Yeah, just eating Chick-fil-A, man. Yeah.
Not financial advice.
Yeah. So literally, instead of like us going around being hooligans, like getting into trouble, smoking weed, doing drugs, we literally just played soccer and hung out and
ate a lot of food.
Yeah, and we just hung out at restaurants, like fast food restaurants. Like
Yeah.
I remember being at a McDonald's at like until 3 or 4 in the morning, and coming home and mom still being awake waiting for us. And
And pissed.
yeah, but it's like why
It's
we
like
were
we had
literally
McDonald's.
being fatties.
It's
Just
not like we were like snorting crack. We were just eating at McDonald's.
yeah, dude. Like we literally didn't do anything. We just ate McDonald's.
But like at the same time, she was probably thinking we were like out smoking weed and everything.
Well, yeah, but I mean, when we came home, we didn't smell like anything, and like our eyes weren't red, or like we just looked normal. Then it's like, what suspicions can she have?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess all of them, but like nothing was we ever did anything. So I just think that's funny that we literally had the chance to do anything, and we just hung out, played video games, and like late night runs to
Fast food
restaurants.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, so we hung out with those people, and it was fun. I loved hanging out with them, but we just weren't into that scene of going to Honey Bells and like really Hispanic, like Mexican culture stuff. Like I appreciate it and stuff, but it's not being weird. But I almost feel a little out of place being in an event like that.
Yeah, just
You know
because
what
of
I
the way
mean?
we grew up.
Yeah, and I'm just really not into it. I can be for like an hour, and then I'm like, can I go home?
And then your social media is like, oh.
Yeah. Well, in that area, I'm like, I'd rather go home and
Play video
not
games.
do this. Well, I haven't played video games in a long time because it's on my Xbox, and I don't have a TV. So
I don't think I haven't played video games in like probably like 5 months now. That's a new record for me.
yeah, mine's what like
It's been probably years.
like 2 years,
Yeah.
2.5 years. I haven't played video games.
I mean,
I honestly kind of forgot they existed, to be honest.
honestly, like same. Like there was at one point when I was a kid, I'm like, I'm always gonna play video games, and like honestly, I play every once in a while.
Yeah.
But like,
Well, I think right now we're in like the years where we're trying to grind and make a living for ourselves, and
we're trying to set the
dreams to fulfill.
foundation. Yeah.
Yeah, but I honestly do believe that they'll make a comeback.
I think
It,
so.
like it with us. I feel like at one point, once we're pretty set and kind of where we want to be, you know, like living at good houses, this and that. I think, and having more free time, I think we'll be back on the sticks.
Yeah, because like right now, like, and I can't wait for that. But like right now, like you're so busy. I'm so busy. Like for example, today, it was a hectic day. So I was at work. I worked at 6 a.m. And then after I get off at 1:30, I had an exam today. I didn't get off until like maybe 1:35, which is not like necessarily bad, but like I have class at 3, not 2:30.
Okay.
So I usually get home real quick, get in the shower real quick, and then put on my clothes, get my energy drink, my granola bar, and then I head to class. But today I had forgotten that I needed to do a quiz before 3. Actually, it was 2 quizzes. I got 10 out of 10s on them.
Oh, so you got them done before?
I got them done, but it was so stressful.
Yeah, I bet.
It was I needed to do it on a lockdown browser, which basically, if you guys don't know what that is, basically an app you download on your laptop, and it stops you from opening any other tabs, so obviously you can't cheat on your quiz. So I had 2 of those quizzes due at 3 o'clock, and I got home at like 1:40. I made sure to set an alarm because at work I was like, oh crap, I need to do those 2 quizzes. So I set an alarm at work, and then 1:40 hit, and I'm like, oh, okay, I gotta get these quizzes done. And I only have the lockdown browser on my old laptop. Oh. So I opened it up, I did the first quiz, and then I got a 10 out of 10. But the way lockdown browser works is as soon as you do one quiz, you have to exit out of it and open it again. So I exited out of it, and then it wasn't opening again. I tried like 20 times to open it on my new on my old laptop, and I was like, at that point it was like 2:10. I had to be at class at 3 for my exam. Dude, I was so stressed.
But you're stressing me out just telling me.
So I was still trying. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to get a 0 on this quiz. So I downloaded it on my new laptop. Got it all done. It's 6 questions, a minute per question.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up getting it done at it was 2:20 that I got it done.
So you had 40 minutes to get to class,
and it takes like
probably like 30, right?
It takes about 30 minutes to get to class, but it takes 30 minutes to get to campus to the parking spot. I still had to walk to class.
Bro, like run, right?
Dude, my calves were burning. I got to class at 2:59.
With a minute to spare.
I was the last one in there, and the professor was like, "Oh, you made it on time," because he locks the doors. If we have an exam, he locks the doors. So if 3:00 hits, the doors are locked. You're like right there. You missed it.
Like sucks, man.
You missed it. 3:00. Exam starts at 3:00, not 2:59 with 59 seconds.
Yeah.
But I was there at 2:59. And he was like, "Oh, you made it on time." Gave me the paper, and I sat down, and I was like,
with your mask and everything.
I took my book bag off, and like my whole shirt was drenched in sweat.
Everyone's like, "What's so wrong?"
But dude, I was so stressed because those quizzes almost made me late, and I basically almost sprinted like across campus.
Yeah, but so you got a 10 out of 10 in your first one. And the second one you said was 6 questions, but it was worth 10 points?
Yeah, so 6 questions worth 10 points. I think I missed 1 question, so I don't know, do the math. I think it was like a 9 out of 10, 9 point something, or maybe like an 8 point something. I'm not going to try and do the math.
Yeah. So you left here, got in your car, and like basically like got there in like 30 minutes, probably even less, and then just sprinted to class.
Oh, and I sped. So
well, yeah, obviously.
And like even with traffic, it took me 30 minutes to get there. So if I were to drive normally,
probably like 40, 45.
Bro, it was down to the second. Every single movement that I made mattered.
Yeah,
and it's true because I made it at 2:59.
Yeah.
If I would have like maybe not turned at that one spot that I did at some time,
or you know when it's yellow and you're like, I just stop here. You know, instead of like just like taking.
Oh, if the light was yellow, I took the yellow.
Yeah. When you're in a rush, you have to, even if you're like gonna hit the red. But like there's a delay between you hitting red and then these turning green and they go. There's like a 2-3 second delay. You're like, dude, I can make in that delay. And you look around and see there's no cops.
But I was making sure I was driving responsibly. Obviously, speeding isn't responsibility. But
also it's all alleged that he was speeding.
Allegedly, I was speeding.
Yeah. And if he was speeding, this is what he would have done.
Yeah.
But
maybe. Allegedly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but you made it. So did you get the results for your exam then?
No, that was today. So I don't think it was weird because the professor was there for like the first 10 minutes, and his wife stayed to proctor it just because he had like some meeting to do. I'm like, bro, you got an exam to proctor. He's like, you're gonna go to a meeting? Because if anybody had a question, I doubt his wife could answer it. Like about obviously.
And then hold on, I just gotta Google it real quick. Yeah, it says it's this.
Hold on, yeah, the answer's B. So what's this one? Yeah, but it was weird in that fact that his wife was proctoring it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get the results to maybe this weekend or next class, which is what's today, Monday, so Wednesday.
Oh, that's kind of a quick turnaround.
Yeah, he does it really quick because it's a Scantron. He just puts it in and it gives you.
Oh, that makes sense because it literally he doesn't even have to like look at the answer key and mark himself what you got wrong.
Yeah, and then like after class, after my exam, it took me like it was a pretty easy exam. It took me like maybe 30 minutes. Afterwards, I had to go print out my stuff and my notes for the same class for the next chapter.
Yeah.
And excuse me. And I had to pee so bad. I was at the computer and I was like, I don't think I've ever had to pee this bad before. Like usually, if I have to pee super bad, I can just hold it.
Right.
But like this time, I literally felt like I was about to pee.
Yeah.
So I was at the lecture hall. And there was a girl behind me, and I had already logged into the computer. I'm like, hey, can you watch this? Like, I gotta go.
Yeah, you're like, if not, I'm gonna piss myself right now.
She started laughing because I told her I was about to piss my pants.
She's like, okay.
She started laughing. I'm like, okay, I'll be right back. Like 2 minutes later, I come back, and I'm like, thank you. She's like, yeah. This guy's a fucking weirdo.
And then she just prints out a bunch of stuff off of your stuff. Yeah. You come back and your balance is $0.
Dude,
like,
I would be pissed. I was standing there so relieved. I'm like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, you're just standing there like way more relaxed. You're like, why was I rushing through this? You know?
Yeah, but my day was very hectic, and that's why we can't play video games that often. Yeah. Which I'm okay with. Like,
yeah, it's alright. It's all priorities right now. Yeah. When you were peeing, did you tear up when you peed?
I tear up every time I pee.
Deadass?
Yeah.
No, for real?
Yeah.
Every time?
Normal? If you don't tear up when you pee, can you like please let me know?
Yeah, well, because I've only ever met. Well, I thought you didn't.
I thought it was normal. Isn't that normal?
I do it, especially when I have to pee really bad.
Oh, dude, if I just like need a tinkle, I tear up.
Okay, that is a little weird. Because if I just
tinkle,
I will tinkle.
Am I messed up?
Maybe.
Cause like if next time you see me go to the bathroom, unless I'm like taking a really bad shit and my eyes
Which
are
is
red.
probably like every single time.
Every day, honestly.
Yeah, this dude has a hella fast metabolism. Like he'll eat something and then 20, 30 minutes later he just has to go use the restroom.
I try to be humble about it because if I'm like hell yeah, I feel like the next day it's gonna be gone. So yes.
Okay. Okay, so in other words,
please stay till I'm 50.
Yeah, because you have a good metabolism.
Yeah, but if you ever see me go to the bathroom, come out, and my eyes are like red, it's because I peed.
Or was it because you took a fat hit?
Maybe that too.
You're just like,
I'm just in the bathroom like,
and then you're like,
and then Gabby's like, fuck, he's doing it again.
She just has a button and like fans start turning on just to get the smell out of there.
There's like a whole protocol she already knows.
Yeah.
No, I don't smoke. I drink energy drinks, and that's my addiction.
Yeah, mine's sugar, any kind of sugar.
I had the rain I had today was Melon Mania.
Is that your favorite one?
Yeah. I drank it on my way to campus, the whole can. So I was ready. Ready to run the class.
Okay, yeah.
Well,
so
I was like,
you were like basically on crack then.
Dude, because I was so tired from work. I'm like, I gotta wake up. I got an exam, and then I knew I had to basically run to class because that last exam took me until what was it, 2:20 to finish.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I gotta run to class, and I made the mistake of wearing my flat shoes instead of my running shoes. So it burned my calves.
Oh, dude! If you were wearing your running shoes, you got there at 58.
Honestly,
instead of 59.
honestly.
Yeah. Well, I went on a run with Anma one day. It wasn't even. It was like last week.
Whoa. Anma runs?
Yeah. I asked her. She was like, "I'm down." I was like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, for real? But what's it called? She ran in her Converse.
What?
Yeah, in her like high tops. Yeah, dude, that's what she ran in. And then I didn't even realize that she did that. And then like I think it was like halfway. It wasn't even that long of a run because she got pretty pooped really quick. And then
she needs to get herself some running shoes. She's gonna mess up her feet.
Well, she doesn't run, so that was like that's why she put those on because she didn't have any running shoes.
Yeah.
But then what's it called? And then I saw her like I looked down to look at Otis to like see how he was doing, and then I saw like the white thing, and I'm like, those Converse. And then I asked her, and then I looked. I'm like, dude, why are you wearing Converse?
Sometimes just ran barefoot.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, bro, it's better just to run barefoot instead of wearing Converse, you know. But I'm like, dang, that must suck, to be honest.
Yeah. We're approaching the 48-minute mark. Gabby just texted me telling me that, well, Gabby right now, so yesterday she had a flat tire on her car, and please don't judge me, but it was my first time changing a tire.
He's a man now. All he has to do is learn how to do an oil change, and he'll have the basics covered. There's 225, wheel, learn how to change the wheel, and now we just have to do the oil change.
Yep. But right now she's at the shop, and I think they're gonna have her car overnight. So here in a bit, I'm gonna have to go pick her up because she obviously doesn't have a car.
Yeah.
So yeah. On that note, you guys, thank you for watching, and leave a like, subscribe. And if you guys, again, like we said in the first episode, if you want us to talk about anything specific, comment down in the comments about what you want us to talk about. Yes. Yeah, that was the 4th episode of the PG Talk. We'll catch you guys later.
Thank you for watching.